Hey girl, hey. So this video is a reply to my very first video, and I will link my very first video. Actually, I'll build a card where it'll drop down and have a link to it at the bottom. Ooh, girl. What do you say 3 years later to somebody that you don't recognize? I don't recognize her. I had a lisp. I don't know why I had a lisp, but I had a lisp. I'm hoping to make this video to show so many of you out there that come to me at 400, 500, 600, 700 pounds, and you see the changes I've made. And I don't mean my Britney moment where I just shaved my head. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, the personality changes, like, the becoming who I'm supposed to be. And I'm still not there. I know that people want instant gratification. That's the way we work. But that's not what life's like. Like, you have to earn it. And they're like watching my older videos today, because I had people who were going back and commenting on some of my older videos, so I was forced to open them up so I could reply. And I was like, oh, well, hi, yeah. And how I didn't know where the microphone was on the phone, so like half the time I'm like, and then you would hear, me brushing the, I was like, good job. Smooth move, X-Lax. Good. Because I didn't know how to, edit. I still don't know how to edit. But I didn't really know how to edit. I didn't know how to put text up there to say, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't really know. I didn't have more than, like, I think 25 or 30 people, like, that watched my videos at that point in time, because I wasn't big in the weight loss community because I hadn't had it yet. And girl, let me tell you, when you haven't had surgery, people don't want nothing to talk. They're not even interested. They are, nope. I had the hardest freaking time trying to get people to talk to me before I had my surgery. After my surgery, oh, all over the place. Like, they were like, oh, yeah, you had RNY? Okay, we can be friends now. But before that, like, wouldn't even give me the time of day. Like, trying to ask questions about their surgery or their upcoming surgery, like, people were just, like, not interested. I didn't start making a lot of friends until I started really making YouTube a priority and putting myself out there. Sorry, guys. My throat, my asthma. I still don't have good camera skills. So, maybe I ain't changed that much after all. But I wanted to make this video, and I wanted to kind of just, it's more cathartic for me, but I think also this helps other people who are in the same situation. I know there's plenty of them out there because I talk to you guys almost every day. Making the decision of what surgery you're going to have is going to be the most important thing for you. Never let anybody dictate what surgery you're going to have. You decide the surgery you're going to have. And you do that by talking to your surgeon, your team, your nutritionist, and making a really educated decision. I say educated because people are like, oh, well, I read through the packet, and then they come to me like, a month later, like, why am I not losing weight? Or why can't I drink from a straw? Or why did they say not to chew gum? Or why can't I drink a bottle of wine a night? Like, just shit like that. Just come to me because they're not educated. And I'm not saying that anybody who has messaged me with those questions are uneducated. I don't mean uneducated in that I mean that didn't do enough research about the surgery, about how the surgery works, about how the surgery will affect you later on, is what I mean. So before somebody, gets their cockles up, that's what I'm talking about. So I spent the majority of my time before my surgery researching the surgery. I didn't have a choice of what kind of surgery I would have. My insurance would only pay for the one, and so that's what I was stuck with. But I wouldn't trade this experience for the world. So had they come to me and been like, you can have the R and Y or absolutely nothing, you know, or they're like, had there never been a sleeve, you know, then we wouldn't be having this conversation. But there are different surgeries out there. So I'm just letting some of you know that, you know, there are choices. And if your insurance will pay for the sleeve, honey, I'd snatch that sucker up in a heartbeat. Because it is so much easier if you have problems. It's so much easier if you need a revision. It's so much easier later on down the line when you start gaining weight to have something done than it is for somebody who has already had the gastric bypass and, you know, you're stuck at, you know, not goal. I don't know a whole lot of people with the gastric bypass that were nearly as heavy as I say, I'm quoting myself here, nearly as heavy as me, who have gotten anywhere near goal. Like physician goal. I should say physician goal. And when I'm throwing that out there, because I think BMI is ridiculous. Like, I think for a physician to roll up in my face and be like, come back to me at 180 pounds, like, he might as well have been speaking Chinese. Like, I'm like, no, that's not even possible. What's wrong with you? What's wrong? No, girl. So, you know, they want you at a BMI of 30 before they give you plastic surgery. Well, honey, when you start off at a BMI of 77 and you want me to go to 30, I mean, come on, by myself with no skin help, no nothing, it's not feasible. They took off 4 foot by 1 foot of skin from my lower abdomen. I mean, you know, stupid. It's just stupid. Like, I'm stupid. Any doctors that watch this, I'm sorry, but it's stupid. Your BMI is flawed, sir. Stupid. Because not everybody is 5'2". Not everybody, you know, I'm tall. I'm really tall. Like, you guys don't know how tall I am because, you know, you just see Matthew, and Matthew's a jolly green giant. You know, he's 6'7". In shoes, I am almost 6, I'm usually pushing 6 foot. Yeah. No joke. So in just regular ass, everyday, like 2-inch shoes, I'm at 6 feet tall. So, you know, just imagine if I put platforms on or something like that, I'm sitting at like 6'2". I don't look good at 180. And I got on a tangent of ridiculousness. I'm sorry, my old self. I'm not answering any of your questions. I'm sorry, girl. Okay, let's try this again. You will still be lonely. And you'll be lonely for many reasons, and it's going to be okay. You will make so many new friends. You are going to find so many people who you have lots of stuff in common. You will make lots of enemies. People who don't particularly care for you. You are not their cup of tea. And that's okay too. That's okay too. I would not trade any of this for the world. Not even any of the complications that I've had. I wouldn't trade my life today for the world. 240 pounds later, I'm a completely different person. I have gone through fire, and I've come out the other side. And sometimes I step backwards, and I'm like, oh, it's hot, it's hot. And I remember, I remember the lesson, you know. I couldn't be more excited. I couldn't be more grateful for the surgeons that gave me a chance. Because at that point in my life, I couldn't find a surgical team that would take me, you know. They didn't have a table to fit me. They didn't have a wheelchair to fit me. They didn't have, you know, beds, and I had a very hard time trying to find a doctor that would even talk to me at over 500 pounds. But if there's anything that I could say to that poor, frightened, I say girl, 3 years ago in December, when she's talking about moving in with her best friend and starting an adventure, say you got this, and you're stronger than you know, and life is going to be really hard and really awesome, and then really hard again, and then freaking amazing, and then holy crap, what just happened? And then it's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you, and then the next 6 months will be the worst thing that ever happened to you, but you can make it, and you can do it, and it's going to be worth it in the end to just hang on. Hang on and fight for what you want, because no one's going to hand you anything. I love my own face. I love y'all's faces as well who are watching me. I started out with like trying to do like a letter to myself, and then, you know, squirrel. But I think I got my point across. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. And you wouldn't need weight loss surgery if you could do this the easy way, because this is not the easy way. But you got this. I love your faces. Everyone's weekend is shaping up. Week. I never know what day it is because I'm third shift. Week is absolutely fantastic, and I know Christmas is right around the bend. I love you, and I'll talk to you soon.